All right, and welcome to some special bonus round content. We are in the final throes of a really tight game. It's Manley playing Fishwick, and it's Manley with the slight advantage, 11-10, but they've got the disc. And it looks like Fishwick running a little bit of a junky poach zone up around the handlers, and nothing happening downfield for Manley. Fishwick continuing just to put pressure around the disc. Nothing going on downfield. They've had to kind of dump it back and forth from that far sideline to the axis about 5 times. Now they get some upfield momentum, but with a big bid. Didn't come off. The around flick goes. Nice large gainer. Now they might be out. They faked the backhand. It was very convincing. Open stance back. They've got it just short of halfway. And it looks like Fishwick have settled into a pretty reliable match D. They close down the inside space. Manley not running with the dump. So it has to be a gainer. It is. Not convincing. They cycle it around just past halfway. The around backhand perfectly weighted. Nice gainer. Puts them into the red zone. Big hammer goes up, and a huge tee keeps Fishwick in it. And the whole team is pumped and energised. But there's a call. I think it's an injury. It will be. Hopefully that play stands, because that was spectacular and it didn't look like any foul affected the play, so I think the turn will stand. A big defensive effort gives Fishwick life, gives them the opportunity to pull it to 11 all. Fishwick having a bit of a dream run. Undefeated to now, getting pushed by Manley. So the play will stand. It'll be AJ going to the disc. Fish look to be going with a vertical, starting one out. They're giving space to that front of the stack. Wouldn't be surprised if the front of stack is the first or second cut. Front goes deep, is covered. There's a wide around swing. AJ doesn't want it. Instead goes the low backhand. Chance for another gainer, this time on the flick side. A lot of attention paid, but it's safe. They cycled around back to AJ, throws the lefty flick, and another big bid. And that is a turn, and 2 big defensive plays from both teams in this point. This one looking safe out of the hand from AJ, but great closing speed from Manley. I'm not sure, I think he got a bit of it. I'm not sure if Fish had a second chance at it. They're going to walk and set up now, Manley. They're running a bit of a deep stack themselves. Long cut goes instead, seeks width, gives up a little bit of ground. Worthwhile. So Manley not running with really a dump. They're pulling a dump off the front. Now they've got one in that middle position. He's engaged, gets covered up the line. Good coverage, a fill comes. Now a little bit more movement, another bid. Both teams putting their bodies on the line. You love to see it. Got it just inside the red zone now, and again, instead of going wide, keeps using this near the inside space, and they've got it. Got the goal. There's a bit of a bear hug to go with it. And Manley settle the nerves to make it 12-10. Fishwick with their opportunities, but some great defensive intensity from Manley. And they maintain their edge. So Fishwick looking to carry their undefeated scoreline, but if they're going to do it, they're going to need to put in a couple of breaks after their first hold. And for Manley, they're very much in the midfield. Middle of the bracket, got some wins, carrying some losses. Had a loss to Melbourne Juggernaut this morning in a close game where they started to come back. They threatened another Hoss choke. Juggernaut found a little bit of composure, ran that out, I believe 15-13 was the score, so close. But they got their noses. Do Mullets have noses? Rex, do Mullets have noses? I'm not sure. No? Okay. They've got their beaks. I'm not a biologist. I don't know. Bear with me. They're in front. Put it that way. All right. Fish. Nice set from Manley. They get a count on the first pass, but now pressure valve is released. A little bit of feed the duck action. One goes deep. High count, so this is a bailout hammer. De Hollander's under it. Yeah, it's got the goal. The big man launches it. We saw his cut from the bottom of the screen. Wasn't on it the first time, but as the count got up, I think the thrower realised he was out of options. And the big man, oh, he's a big unit. Keeps Fish in the hunt. So we see the big kick spike, as is the style these days. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, but you love the energy and the enthusiasm. So let's see if the Fish can capitalise on their offensive momentum, bring it over to the D side. So the pressure goes to Manley. They're down there on the first pass, which is good if you're Fish. They look to be running some kind of junk. Count gets up. Manley happy to move it across, but there's nothing doing downfield, so they're doing it all laterally with the handlers. Fishwick have collapsed into a match now, which I really like because the pressure is on. They've just now moved it out the back of their own zone. Nice low release, throws to space. Gets absolutely hugged. Doesn't matter, throws through the contact. They move it up almost at midfield now. Fish on them everywhere. We're going to see some bids. Fakes the hammer. The inside's covered, throws the around. It's not convincing, but it works. This puts them in the red zone. Fishwick working the force really well on the mark. All the throws are open sight, so that the Fishwick downfield just need to adjust. A big break goes out. And that gives Mullets a 13-11 lead. And they keep their tournament alive. This game pretty big in the context of the tournament. Fishwick carrying a 3-zip scoreline into this. The Mullets 1-1. They're currently outside the drop zone, but only by 1. So Sublime 1-3. Outbreak 0-4, Mammoth 0-3, Newcastle 1-3, and then Manley at 1-1. So we should be even on games. Some teams having only 2 games yesterday and 3 games today, and other teams having the inverse. So Manley doing their best to try and stay out of the beer bracket. That 9-12 where you're playing for pride. And so, Honda, the recipient of the hammer in Fishwick's last goal. And now it's Manley throwing a little bit of junk action back at him. Honda, high count, but lovely. That's the throw. That brings the space, and that forces Manley to adjust their zone. Honda again. This time, not as blessed with options, but still throws the same throw. And again, it gives Fish space to move up. That's Gareth there, I think. We are far away. Thanks, folks, for bearing with us. Bonus ULTI content. Thanks to the ULTI.TV team. We just froth it. Always keen to give it to as we see. They're going to move it through. And for the second time in 2-0 points to Hinder. This time he brings out the fan. Fanning himself off because he's smoking. So we're going to see Fishwick doing their best to force Manley to take this the distance. Big Rob, as we hear a time cap. So the Fish, they're going to need a D. This game will either be to 14 or 15, depending on what Manley do. If they score, it's a game to 15. But if Fishwick score, it'll be 13 all game to 14. Points cap went this point. So you add 1 to the highest score. If you need ultimate, welcome. That's just the way we do it. Don't ask questions. Big inside. This one's got a lot of air on it, but it's going to just sit in. That was a lovely way to throw. They didn't like something about it. It's going back. Maybe a travel.
We'll also get me.
So we're in now. Nice low release backhand. That one's going to work. Fish needs to keep the force on. Don't want to release valve with the lateral space. They force him up the line. AJ half a bid. Pulls out. And again, Fishwick sniffing in that lane. They look to shake it off. They eventually get it. They give up a bit of ground, but that's okay because they've got it in the middle of the field. Yeah, it's Noah. I think it's Noah Lyles. AJ with the mark. And this one bounces out. He spent it before he had it. And there's going to be some kind of call. It looked like a pretty clear drop, but we're not sure what's being communicated on the field. I believe the turn will stand. Kind of hope so. Noah Moss, my apologies. I think Noah Lyles is a 100-metre sprinter, so he's quick. He's not that quick. But for now, it's the Fish trying to bring this to Universe Point. AJ's in the dump space, gets it. Goes the high release back here. That's safe. That works, but they're in on the end zone line. Big under gainer. That is just inbounds. He's waving, but it's actually play on. Play hasn't stopped, so AJ gets it back midfield. Now it's Fishwick without the dump. He goes the inside flick. It works. It was a little bit high. AJ getting every second pass here, and it makes sense. Running this Fishwick offense. He goes downfield now, comes back. Fish don't need it. They're going to work it through the break side. Holds in that backhand position. Had the open dump, didn't throw it, moves it now. So they're almost in their red zone. They are through AJ's gainer. AJ marshalling his team around. Fishwick really happy to have a really dynamic dump set. Running a lot of players. AJ goes the around break, and we are going to Universe Point. 13 all game to 14. And Manley, playing essentially for their tournament future, are going to have to get it done. They're coming out on O, but it's going to be double game point. So they've called the timeout. They're going to take their time to get their best 7 on.
He's splashing out of 2, but it's a bit wider of him. Keep coming out. Just setting up well. Inside's really hard to hit for me because they're very spread up. It's 7. Mambo!
One, two, three.
So a lot of energy and belief, as you can hear from the Fishwick huddle, picked up excellently by our mics. Getting a real sense of the energy and the passion that this team are bringing. Both teams are bringing. A lot of energy and voice from both sidelines. The Manley chant going up. They've got it on their racket, so to speak. They just need to hold their offense and they will win and survive. If they lose, they go into the hands of the bracket gods a little bit. They're not out of it, but you'd much rather be you'd be feeling better about being 2-1 than 1-2. So let's see what they can muster if you're Fishwick. Someone's got to stand up. Someone's got to get a big D. They're going to need to take the disc off Manley if they're going to continue carrying their undefeated scoreline. Which would be one of the more surprising storylines of the tournament. If you're Fishwick and you're undefeated after 2 days, you would take that. So the pool's a good one. It lands in. A little bobble, but it's okay. Manly have it, but if you're Fishwick, you're down the first pass, basically. You're feeling pretty good about that. Noah Moss, big scuba, receives it back in the middle of the field. Fakes the big backhand instead, then throws the little backhand. So this is okay if you're Manly. Take the open throws. That one a little bit hotter. They've got it to midfield. They shoot, and this might be the game. It is. Manly stay alive. They hand Fishwick their first defeat of this tournament. And it just goes to show just how even this is. Fishwick looking to take top of the table, get defeated by a team playing for their survival. And nice patience from Manly. They threw the little throws when they needed to, but they were big enough to take the big shots when they were there, and that is why they take it out 14-13. That is why I thought they took it out 14-13. I thought we heard a time cap. My apologies. So the bonus is we got more Frisbee coming, which is never a bad thing. You'd much rather see a game finish late than early. So Fish still have a chance to go undefeated, but Manly have given themselves every chance. They just need to score one more. It doesn't matter if it's on O or D. Giving themselves the prime position, and it'll be Noah Moss with the bladey pull. It stopped emphatically. And the Fish, they're running their pull reception. The wing comes into the middle. Nice unders. That's a really well-drilled pull reception play. It gets them to halfway, albeit hemmed in on the sideline. Count getting up. They throw the gainer up. The dump up the line was successful. Another dump goes up the line. And now we have most definitely a double game point. So for realsies this time, we've got a carbon copy. It'll be Manly Mullets coming out on O on double game point, but it's actually going to be double game point this time. So let's see if they can hold their nerve. Do the same thing again. So we'll hear both teams, see both teams putting their best 7 on the line. This is the double game point. As I mentioned, as I'm joined by Avril. Avril, we've got a cracker. We've got Fishwick looking to continue their unbeaten run. Manly not playing to stay alive, but certainly playing to keep their fate in their own hands. So it just goes to show how close this entire competition is, that you've got two teams on paper at different ends of the spectrum, but right now it's 14 all game to 15.
Thanks for exciting times here. The only games on our stream that has gone past time cap as well. 111 minutes. So, like you said, very significant in terms of the pool standings, as only the top 4 get through to quarters. No faffing around with power pools or second chances. So you got to take your opportunities when they come.
And another good pull, at least in the latter stages of this game. We've seen the pulling on point. And it'll be Manly working it up. It's Moss.
So just sagging in the lane here, preventing that open throat. Forcing him back.
And Fish have gone straight into that match look, which we like. Moss gets it in power position, pump fakes, instead goes the wide flick. And someone's gone down in the stack, a tangling of legs. You'll see at the back here, yeah, just two players not seeing one another. They go down. Going to reset, and it's a chance for Manley to reset their O. Fishwick make sure they've got the right defensive matchups.
Trusting their match defense. I know you want it when you're going hard at it, but another stoppage in play.
Another call. No one not with a dump as such back, as we see Frisbee royalty watching on. Tom Rigaki, the rest of his Chile team's warming up, but not Tom.
You trust Gak to get the job done hot or cold. And there's a lot of players behind the disc. The stack is very spread out at the back, so having to use this underspace.
Noah looks the big backhand. Everyone thought it was going to go. So Manley able to work this this dump set. They're putting a lot of faith in their handlers around the disc. This count getting up, but again, they get the bailout. Oh.
That bobble. Just going to say the defense. Oh, what an intercept here.
It's AJ getting it. He moves it up, the lefty flick. Fishwick have a chance to put the dagger in. AJ gets it back. Calm down, fella. He throws it around. There's another bid. That one unsuccessful. Fishwick in the red zone. They throw the isolation. And in universe point, Fishwick maintain their unbeaten record, handing Manley a heartbreaker.
Incredible play by AJ, talisman of this Fishwick team. Gets up and about, just baits that undershot and accelerates through a clean run-through block, and then gets things moving quickly for Fishwick. What a way to earn possession and then convert cleanly.
Yeah, you're spot on. AJ picking the line to take inside his opponent, getting there first, got the block, got it as a run-through, but then also showed his composure. Throwing open throws, great, nice, another nice bid. AJ clears through. And a great jab step change of direction. Keeps Fishwick undefeated. Manley a bit of a heartbreaker. So this has been a little bit of the bonus content. Thank you very much to Rex, Mike, Katie, the entire ULTI.TV team for being able to bring what's been an excellent close to another pool play game, just showing just how close this competition is. We will be back shortly for the third round of matches here at the Australian Ultimate Championships 2025.
ULTI.TV.